Well, call it a wrap, boys. Tennessee is ours. Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. I'm Lieutenant Tommy. With me, as always, is Prospector Johnny. In 1862, it's our year, Johnny. It just keeps coming up news? Roses. More good news. We are here. Well, there's a little bit of bad news at the very end, but that's personal.
You always save a little bit of bad news.
Yeah, then that's personal.
Tommy, you tell me we're gonna have a good week, and then all of a sudden,
it's not war related.
All
The
right.
bad news isn't war related. It's just bad personal news for Commander-in-Chief. So we'll save that for the end, though.
All right, let's get into it then.
Good week, Johnny. Good week. I'll leave a link in the description below to the special that we did on the Battle of Fort Donelson, so I won't go into huge details about that battle, but that's pretty much what dominates this week. The week opened up with a massive naval attack on Fort Donelson with 4 ironclads and 2 wooden gunboats bombarding the fort, while land troops stayed mostly still on the 14th. Unlike at Fort Henry, though, Confederates would not surrender with just a naval attack alone. In anticipation of Grant's victory, however, Grant is promoted to the command over the District of Tennessee, with William Tecumseh Sherman taking over Grant's old position as the commander of the District of Cairo. So Lincoln's already anticipating this being
Illinois,
a victory.
Right? Cairo, Illinois?
Yeah, Cairo, Illinois, yes. Not Egypt. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Maybe we traveled the seas for a bit, but no, we're good. We're still in America.
Still America. On the 15th, the primary fighting at Fort Donelson is going to occur with a surprise attack led by Confederates, which does open an escape route for the Confederates that they do nothing with and order all their forces back to the original positions. Because
now they did that because they thought they could defend the position, hold it, and repel the Union.
I have no idea, because the surprise attack happened because they thought, well, the fort's gone, so we got to get out of here. And then they had the opportunity to get out of here, and they're like, well, the fort's not so bad.
They didn't.
And they didn't.
Well, I'll check that link below to
see how that all played out. But that evening, the evening of the 15th, at an inn in Dover, the Confederates had a conference and agreed that the fort had, in fact, been a loss and needs to be surrendered. But who's going to be the one that has to surrender? Floyd and Pillow decided to bounce out and leave before the surrender occurred, leaving the third in command, General Buckner, who's left holding the pooch, all right, well, I guess I'll be the one to do it.
And so they literally, they're just like, I'm not going to surrender, because they don't want that on their name. They don't mind fleeing and abandoning their troops on their name. They don't mind that so much. They don't want to actually surrender, and so they leave it to some schlup to take it up and do it himself. You figure it out. You look like a coward. I'm going to run away.
Yeah, I'm going to run away.
Good God.
On that morning, on the morning of the 16th, Confederate cavalry officer Nathan Bedford Forrest is going to also join the runaway party, but he's going to take his troops with him, though, this time, and he's going to leave. A Confederate boat of 400 reinforcements is going to arrive in time for the surrender. They arrive to the fort we're gonna help. Oh, we're already surrendering.
So now we're just prisoners.
So we're prisoners too. We're already here.
That's like we got a bonus shipment of POWs.
Bonus shipment of POWs that we have to feed. I think it was more like free food up north.
I mean, at least they've got that, right? Bad cotton taste, because that's all I've been eating. That's all we grow.
Buckner asks of Ulysses S. Grant the terms for surrender, to which Grant responds, "No terms except unconditional and immediate surrender can be accepted. I promise to move immediately upon your works." So Buckner goes, "Okay, I believe you." I was asking what you wanted for me to surrender. And
terrible negotiator.
Buckner's
just a terrible negotiator.
Said,
how much do you want for that pipe over there? Oh, $10.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you $3 for it. All right, it's $10. Okay, I'll give you $5 for it. It's $10. Okay, $10 it is.
$10 it is. Yeah. The Confederates didn't actually keep accurate numbers on the number of soldiers that surrendered, but it was over. It was close to like 12,000 soldiers that were surrendered. So
they lost count.
They lost count. That's exactly what happens.
Like, yeah, it was a lot. I don't know.
And with Fort, it was a lot. It was too many the fingers and toes. Too many of more than that.
Their general married their cousin or something, right? Like, so.
Yes, yeah. Watch
they're
our
not going to
episode
know a lot about math.
Yeah, the head general at the that was in charge of Fort Donelson, General Floyd. Yeah, he married his cousin. He's a cousin marrier. Luckily, they didn't have any kids though, because that probably would have not gone out well.
I mean, they're probably results of cousin marrying though, so
it could be. On the 17th, Grant is going to be promoted to Major General for his massive victory here, with much celebration in Washington. Congratulations, you Major General U.S. Grant. On the other hand, General Pillow and Floyd make it to Nashville as cowards, with Nashville in panic over the seemingly imminent Union invasion and no Confederate troops. They're gone. They're all surrendered.
Do you suppose Nashville was super stoked when they saw a couple generals rolling up, and then they're like, "All right, so your troops are on their way.
Advance guard?
They're behind you. You just led the way to make sure it was safe, right?" And they're like, "No, we abandoned them at a fort that is undoubtedly going to be taken over because we basically told the next guy in line to surrender."
Yep.
That's
pretty much.
Golly, these are the leaders of the Confederate Army, folks. You think this is going to be a long war?
And this war is still going on, though. I mean,
and that's the ridiculous thing there.
On the 18th, the first Confederate Congress, the first official Confederate Congress, this is the Confederate Congress that actually has been voted upon by the traitorous Confederate people. They're gonna have their
which I don't get. Why are they gonna go ahead and trust that vote, but not the one that elected the president?
Well, it's because it's for the people that they wanted, right? On the 18th, like I said, the first Confederate Congress is in session, and although with the news from earlier this week, it sounds like it might be the last one, because pair up this loss at Fort Donelson with a loss at Fort Henry and a loss at Mill Springs and the loss at Roanoke. Things are not coming up Confederate.
I'll bet they have one more because they're going to have to meet to discuss how they're going to surrender, right?
Yeah, right.
And what's going to happen to all of them, because guess what? Just because you're a congressman or whatever the hell down in fake USA doesn't mean you get to come back and be one in real USA.
It sounds like it might be treasonous, so
everything.
Maybe get home.
Welcome to this war, Tani.
There's also some light skirmishing in Missouri, but nothing, no major battles. It's not like anything like we've seen the rest of this week. An invasion of Tennessee does get underway this week on the 19th, as Grant sends General C.F. Smith to already taken over Fort Donelson. Before Fort Donelson, the smoke's even settled, he's like, going to Nashville, get it.
Fort Donelson, though, that opened up basically our entry into it. So,
yes.
I mean, why not just start going on in?
There's no
it's open.
There's no substantial, there's no Confederate defenses basically between Fort Donelson and Nashville.
Right. Yeah, and given time, no doubt they would set up defenses. So it's I think it seems like a good idea to
great idea, yeah.
Strike when the iron's hot, right?
This does lead into a pissing match between Major General Grant and Major General Buell coming down from Bowling Green, Kentucky, because Buell wanted to move his troops into Nashville and be the first ones there, but Grant said, "Nope, beat you to it."
So now we're just fighting over who gets to be the first to take over a city?
Pretty much.
We spent the past, year or so, year and a couple months fighting and defeating. But fighting and defeating Confederate troops to not take anything over.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden,
to be the first
all of a sudden, everybody wants to actually take over a city.
And to be fair, Grant gets
you're on the same team.
Well, and Grant gets my vote here. Like, Buell, what have you done? Did you take over 2 forts? No, but Grant did, so Grant gets my vote.
You know who gets my vote? Whoever the hell can get there first and start taking it over.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hey, do we not understand teamwork? We got a bunch of individual wannabe superheroes out here who don't understand a victory for the North is a victory for the North. It doesn't matter if it goes on your permanent record or whatever. At least you're not like Pillow piecing out to Nashville and being labeled a coward for the rest of your life.
Oh, man. Yeah, Johnny, this is where our laughter and giggling and frustration here is going to end with sad news for the whole week here. As Lincoln Home has a very devastating loss, I do solemnly put my condolences to Lincoln. Lincoln's son, William Wallace Lincoln, he's going to die at 12. William Wallace Lincoln, his son, is going to die at 12 years old of typhoid fever. And I blame McClellan, because McClellan is the one who claimed that he had typhoid fever and then, met with Lincoln. So I'm going to go ahead and blame McClellan for Lincoln's 12-year-old son dying.
Oh, my.
Of typhoid fever. And on that sad note, we're going to have to wait till next week to figure out what happens to Nashville. That's it for Civil War in Hindsight. If you enjoy Civil War in Hindsight, check out Historic Hindsight, where we talk about all kinds of stuff, including Civil War battles like the Battle of Fort Donelson.